Phoenix Metro Sports Authority Board of Directors meeting to order for February 20th, 2020. We appreciate the Titans for hosting us today. It's always nice to be here at Nissan Stadium. Please note that the appeals process for any action of this board can be found at the top of today's agenda. But before we do move through the agenda today, I do need to update you that Rip Rahman, our fellow board member, will not be continuing his service on this board. He needs to focus on his health, and he asked me to share that with everyone today. Rip has been a tremendous asset for Metro government. He's actually served, I believe, in various roles and capacities for 7 of the 8 Metro Consolidated Government mayors, so it's pretty tremendous. He's served in various roles and capacities from MDHA to this body, to being a council member, serving actually in the mayor's office. And yesterday he sent me a text and he said, "Please express to the members of the authority how much I've enjoyed being a member for the past 6 years. A great group of individuals." And he was particularly had great words to say about each of you, and especially Monica. So please help me thank Rip and his family for his service to Metro government and to this body. Please keep him in your thoughts and prayers. And we have a card going around the authority. If everyone would sign it, you're welcome to send him some good thoughts. And moving on, we have our meeting minutes from our January 16th meeting in your packet. Everyone should have had an opportunity to review. Are there any questions?
I move approval.
We have a motion for approval. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and properly seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Minutes are approved. Now we will hear from our executive director for her report.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for being here today. I'd like to start by just recognizing Mary Falls from the mayor's office, who's joined us today. We appreciate you being here, and I look forward to seeing you more. You have the agenda before you. It's really a straightforward agenda. We've got one item that will require action by the board. This is a request from the Titans regarding soccer here at Nissan Stadium and reserve dates under Section 3.1 of the stadium lease agreement. Aside from considering that request, the authority will receive an update from Scott Ramsey with the Nashville Sports Council, an update on the MLS Stadium, and then the facility and team report from the Titans. Are there any questions about the agenda? Just a few things I do want to mention to you this morning. On Tuesday morning, the Women's Sports Advisory Committee met. Margaret Bim, as you know, is the chair of this committee and also the board liaison. So I'd like to turn it over to her to kind of give you an update on what was a great meeting.
It was a great meeting, and I want to thank the members of the advisory committee who are here today. I think I saw Michelle Kennedy and Scott Ramsey, and Janine Kaufman's a member, could not make it, sent a fantastic representative. I told Ashley she could bring you the next time we meet. She was a great asset. Thank you. It was good to meet her. We had a really informative meeting. We obviously introduced each other, and there is a list of everyone here who's part of the advisory committee on your on the table, so that you can see how fortunate we are to have these people say they will give us this time to look at how we can utilize our venues to have a women's professional team, and how we can also expand our scope with professional women and amateur events here in Nashville. So you can imagine what a great discussion I thought it was that we were having at that meeting. We also met with our consultants. As you recall, the board approved the hiring of CAA Icon to give us some preliminary information about our community and our facilities and the ability to have a professional women's team. They were very excited about having this project. Monica and I have talked with them previously to this meeting. Lots of questions of the consultants by our advisory group after they gave their presentation. I'm excited to hear from them. We should get back this report to give to the ad hoc committee by April the 15th, and we have a follow-up committee meeting that day. So the advisory committee will preview that report and give you their thoughts and recommendations by the time it comes to the Sports Authority. We're also appreciative of the advisory committee being just some of the people that the consultants will talk with individually so they can be candid and really help us move the needle on this particular issue. So thank you, Sports Authority, for making this happen and putting it in motion, and expect a good report in April.
Thank you.
Just a couple other things to note. Tomorrow afternoon, we'll hold our final round of interviews for the finance manager position. You know, as a reminder, we asked all of our interested candidates to submit resumes and responses to some supplemental questions. And that we consider that to be the first round of interviews. And then a couple of weeks ago, we called in 8 candidates and interviewed them. And now we have narrowed down that pool to 2, and we'll meet with them tomorrow. The interview panel consists of Emmett Wynn, who's representing the board, Bob Lackey from Metro Finance, Darby, Metro's chief accountant, Phil Carr, and myself. So we have a great committee, and we will continue to keep you in the loop as we move through the last phase of this process. And then finally, the mayor has nominated Melvin Gill of Melvin Gill Architects to fill the unexpired term of Katana Starks, who resigned at the end of last year. And Mr. Gill will go before the Metro Council for confirmation on Thursday, March the 5th, and then hopefully will join us at the March board meeting. So we look forward to welcoming him and working with him. Any questions? And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Monica. And also thank you, Margaret, and also Kathy, for all of your service on the Women's Sports Initiative. It's exciting time to be a part of professional sports here in Nashville, and particularly women's.
Yes. Very excited.
So we will look forward to Tax Day, apparently.
Yes, apparently.
Our date to hear more. So, and next up, I believe we'll hear about how good it is to be in Nashville by Mr. Scott Ramsey with the Nashville Sports Council.
Thank you. Thanks for the opportunity to give you an update on the Sports Council. I appreciate the opportunity, Monica and Kim, and look forward to not only a great partnership that we've always maintained with the Sports Authority and Metro, but give you a little update on what's happening in our world and a little look ahead. So I always like to start a little bit with just going back to the foundation of the Sports Council. And in the 1990s, you saw a lot of cities create counterparts to what we call the Sports Council, sports commissions, and so forth around the country, really with the charge of going out and really recruiting events to what became a very common practice, which we saw in the formation of the authority of metropolitan governments becoming very active in building facilities. Obviously, with the emergence of the arena and the stadium in the 90s, our two organizations were formed then in a way to supplement the regular season activity in the facilities and better utilize and maximize the use of what then were very metropolitan or governmental or political based funding partnerships. So in the 90s, we were formed, and with that charge, how could we recruit events that were very positive for the city and build upon that? Obviously, with the emergence of Nissan Stadium, the Music City Bowl was an opportunity for us to take a very slow week of tourism. We've combined those organizations from a staff standpoint, and strategically, that's been a very positive for us. I would say in the early 2000s, one of our challenges was figuring out how we measured success. So we really boiled it down to what our basic mission was. Economic impact, mostly through tourism impact, participation, whether it be community participation or spectators, and then lastly, because sports gets such an inordinate amount of media coverage, positive media coverage. So up to date, we're almost nearing 900 million in economic impact. Almost 5 million people have either attended or participated in our events, and we've seen well over 600 hours now of national television coverage, which have been very positive for our community in the first 20 plus years. I would say on that, to keep that in mind, that's in addition to the tenants and the professional teams on that. So I think it's been a very great partnership in what we've been charged to do over the first 20, 25 years. How we pitch Nashville obviously is probably no surprise, but I think we can continue to really receive positive feedback on what and how we host events. Certainly we focus on the venues. As you all know, what we think is a world-class set of venues, from baseball stadiums to arenas to stadiums. We think we've got an opportunity to host most any event in the country, and we've proved that successfully. Certainly geography in today's world in tourism and travel, the accessibility to get to Nashville, come spend a few days, spend a lot of money, go to a game, go home, has been a huge opportunity for us. Our downtown campus, I think we take for granted, but it's certainly been a great selling point for us against competitive cities, in that the walkability and the ability to create the atmosphere and the excitement downtown has been a huge plus for the majority of our events. And then one thing I think we talk a lot about, and maybe not enough, is the incredible collaboration between Mayor's Office, Metro support, our tourism industry, our professional teams who are willing to allow us to bid their facilities and host those facilities, and our private sector who help us underwrite a lot of events that need fundraising. The collaboration in Nashville really sets us apart from a lot of cities that don't have that connectivity. And people leave with a great experience, and we've tried to improve that, maintain that, and hopefully let them leave wanting to come back. That's led to Sports Business Journal, one of our leading industry publications, naming Nashville the 2019 Sports City of the Year. It's the first time they've had that award, so we're the inaugural winner as a city. We're having fun with it on the Sports Council side of trying to identify the best sports fan and the best sports city. So we're going to have a party in a couple weeks to kind of recognize that. We've had well over 300 entries video through social media of people saying why they're the best sports fan in Nashville. And we're very proud and honored of that. And I think when you look around the country, that really speaks volumes to what we talked about, the collaboration, the partnership, the ability to align strategically with everybody here that plays a part in that. So that's a great honor, and certainly one that hopefully everybody in the community is proud of. I think I want to highlight, in having just a few minutes here, a couple of our major events. One we just completed in the Bowl, I'll talk about in a minute, and then in a couple of weeks, the SEC men's basketball tournament coming back to Nashville. And certainly thank you all for your support a few years ago when we were able to extend that agreement with the SEC all the way through 2035, the longest agreement in the country between an event of that nature in a city. And we couldn't be more proud to host that event. And I think in a couple weeks, if you haven't experienced it, you'll experience why Nashville should be the home full time for that event, with a really full city, a full arena for 5 days, and incredible media coverage. One of the things I think that we've really worked hard on in that event is to showcase Nashville, and we'll continue to do that with well over 300 media members here for the week, and almost 40 hours of national television coverage for the event.
I noticed
Kim?
a typo on your slide.
Uh-oh.
Second bullet, both men's capitalized.
We do.
And
Well,
women's is not capitalized. You can, just for the future presentation.
Duly noted. Ooh. But we do have the women's coming in 2022. Moving right along. I think one of the things, if I click here, We tried to look at the SEC in a microscope as well. The men's tournament will return this year, but we've seen an average of 160,000 people attend for the 4 days, and certainly well over $100 million in the few times that we've hosted that. Going forward, we anticipate probably well over $350 million by the time we get to 35, specifically to the events that will happen in mid-March. So again, it couldn't have happened without a lot of partnership that we talked about before. Obviously, the Predators giving up the week in the arena during their last month of the regular season, and certainly support of the Sports Authority and Metro and the hospitality industry. Looking ahead a little bit on the bowl, we just completed the bowl game, but we've had some exciting announcements in the last 60 days. We just completed our 22nd game. We have a new tile sponsor. Unfortunately, Franklin American Mortgage, after 10 years as our tile sponsor, was acquired by a bank in the East Coast and will not continue. We have a new investment coming into Nashville, actually an international company that specializes in worldwide translation services. They're based in New York, but really based around the world with almost 6,000 employees. They're going to invest as our new tile sponsor, and the company's called TransPerfect, and we will start a new 6-year cycle with the Big Ten exclusively and the SEC. So we'll have a new set of fan bases coming in, a new tile sponsor, a new brand, and we're really looking forward to ratcheting up even more success with the bowl game played here at Nissan Stadium. I'm not sure. Oop, sorry. I think when you look at the bowl as well, one of the charges that we had when we started the game in the late 90s was really to take that week between Christmas and New Year's. And at that time, if you lived here, you knew that was the slowest week tourism-wise, downtown activity of the whole year. And the real charge was, could the bowl game kind of energize that in between the end of the regular season for the Titans and the beginning of postseason? Certainly now it's turned into one of our busiest weeks. We've seen the addition of the New Year's Eve event about 7 or 8 years ago. We've certainly aligned and activated Broadway. We've seen fan activations increase tremendously. We've averaged almost 58,000 people in the last 10 years, which really bucks the national trend of declining attendance at college football. And I think the attractiveness of Nashville has certainly been a great success. We've seen, an average of almost 18, 19 million in spending and 17 million in media exposure for the city. We just crossed the 1.2 million in attendance this year. So I think we've taken that week and really showcased Nashville in a very positive way through our national media and through tourism marketing. Looking ahead, the next 18 to 24 months are going to be pretty exciting for us. We have a variety of events. We have some events that are coming for the first time. We have some events that are returning, and we have a very active schedule. A couple things to highlight on there is our 21st annual St. Jude Rock and Roll Marathon in late April. Sometimes we just take that event for granted, but several years in a row now, it's generated well over $2 million in contributions to St. Jude. It's generated about 30 to 35,000 registrants that come to Nashville for that event, and it's just been a very, very positive event for us in late April. Certainly couldn't happen without the support of Metro and ability to close 26 miles of street early in the morning on a Saturday to get that event in, but it's been a very positive event and one of our anchor events really on an annual basis. A couple events to highlight. In July 2021, for the first time, we'll host the SEC Football Media Days. About 1,000 media will cover that event. It'll be ESPN for 4 days, morning, noon, and night, to broadcast college football for ESPN with all the coaches coming in for a media event. It'll happen in Nashville Yards, so we'll be able to showcase and highlight a new part of downtown. And then one of the more exciting ones on the list here is 2022. We'll have hosted for the second time and first time in 25 years the U.S. Figure Skating Championships. Certainly, we opened the arena from a sports standpoint with that event in February of 1997. 25 years later, we'll be able to host the event again. It will select the Olympic team for the Beijing Olympics a few weeks later. So Nashville will not only be on showcase of NBC primetime, but certainly set the stage for probably the most premier Olympic sport during the Winter Olympics during that year. So we're getting ramped up for that and ready as we're getting a local organizing committee organized and getting going on that next week. That's really it. I'll be glad to take any questions, but that's kind of a snapshot of where we are, and certainly very appreciative of the partnership of the Sports Authority and Metro in general, and hopefully we'll have a great run of events here for the many years to come.
No questions for Scott? Thank you for coming,
And we'll get that capitalization fixed.
and we appreciate it. Okay, next up, we have a request from the Titans. I believe Janine Kaufman, CFO, will take us through that as it relates to use of the stadium for soccer.
That's correct. Good morning, everyone, on this snowy day here in Nashville. It's crazy. I was out in Steamboat, so I think I brought the snow back with me, so you're welcome. Everybody likes a little snow. So just to kind of give you a little background on what this is Steve Underwood, first of all, apologizes that he couldn't be here today. He had a last-minute meeting come up, and so he normally would stand up here and kind of cue this up, so bear with me.
Two, I think the materials specific to this are behind tab 3.
Okay, perfect.
Packet.
Tab 3. So Steve brought this to the board last spring as a reminder, and what this is it's a letter agreement regarding reserve dates for MLS for 2020 and 2021. And when he brought this last spring, we wound up, the board voted to do this exact same thing for the draft last year. And so again, what this is a request for is for reserved dates for the MLS games that will be played here at Nissan Stadium in 2020 and 2021, and that those reserve dates don't count against the 30 days that the Titans are granted under our lease, Section 3.1A. And so you have the agreement in front of you. Do you guys have any questions on the agreement? I can certainly walk you through the agreement section by section if you would prefer.
I don't think that's necessary.
Okay, great. Well, like I said, it's very similar to what we did for the draft, but it's just regarding soccer for the next 2 years. And so that is our request, is that you would approve the letter today.
I would move approval.
I second.
We have a motion and properly seconded. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, we will go for a vote. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion is approved.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Last week, Mayor Cooper's office announced that he and John Ingram reached an agreement on our MLS stadium deal, and I believe that moves us on to our next update, which my understanding is Tom Cross from Metro Law, Associate Law Director, will take us through an update of where we are and where we're going, and thank you for coming.
Sure, it's good to be here. We're still going forward. Nothing's changed there. You will recall that building a project like this takes a really huge number of agreements, some of which are under the supervision of the Sports Authority and some not. And most of the agreements, except for the construction and design contracts, which are under your supervision, have not been signed. The net effect of the letter of intent that was signed last week is to require a couple of amendments to documents that this Sports Authority does oversee. And the two specific financial changes are going to be that the team has agreed to pay for more of the infrastructure immediately surrounding the stadium, including one of the big parking lots, and also to assume responsibility that Metro would have had in the case of a shortfall in tax receipts, which goes to pay the bonds. So those are the two primary changes for the documents that are under your purview. Another significant change in other documents has to do with the team's agreement to work with Metro and our planning department on the use of a parcel property that's referred to as 8C, such that all of the fairgrounds uses can be best accommodated. So the net here is not really a whole lot of changes necessary to the documents, none of which, except for the construction design contract, have been signed to date. So those will need to be amended, and to the extent that documents that are under your purview are going to be amended, we will bring them back for you to review and approve.
And has the demolition started?
The demolition itself has not started. Metro has issued the demolition contract and issued a notice to proceed. There, and Mr. Gobble, I think, can speak more directly to this. There is an somewhat involved permitting process, because I think some of the fairgrounds buildings may have had asbestos in them. So the contractor's in the process of getting this necessary permits. I think they were going to try to put up fencing this week, and they may have done that. But that part of the project should proceed pretty quickly. I think Mr. Gobble is going to speak to the construction side.
I just have a question at a time.
Okay.
So these agreements then most likely will be presented to us at our next meeting, is that right?
I can't promise it'll be next meeting, but they will eventually be presented.
But it will not slow down the movement towards construction,
It should
right?
not.
Okay. Thanks.
Good morning, everybody. Yeah, to follow up on what Tom said, the demolition contracts have been executed. This is through a fairgrounds. It's funded by the fairgrounds and fairgrounds project. That work is, we do have a small amount of asbestos to take care of. We do have some permitting. We're hoping fencing will go up next week. Demolition will start soon afterwards. We're also working with the construction management team and the project management team for MLS on how to blend this work in and maybe get some other activities on the site at the same time. The demolition contractor is working, but that's still in the workout process. So we're trying to move. It's about a 4-month project, and that's off and running. The stadium itself, the 50% design documents have been completed and been reviewed. The team has authorized them to proceed to 100% of design documents, so that's moving. The construction management team is on board, and they're beginning to revise schedules and figure out how to modify things and get everything moving. The infrastructure project, which is coming through you guys, which essentially the infrastructure project that we're talking about here is an extension of Wedgewood across Browns Creek to Craighead and Benton Avenue. That design work is at 30%. It was paused back in October, so we've contacted the design team, asking them for updates and trying to figure out how to restart that project and what all is involved, and asking them to update some of the issues. At 30%, that means 70% is not done, so we're still trying to sort out where we stand on that 70% and looking at things like the cost of a bridge and some other things. It's all included in that project. That's an overview. Anything else? Any questions?
I think a big question is, what's the target date to open, given the delay?
I think we're still working on that. We have representatives of CA Yacon, who are the project managers for the team.
Yeah, that's still being evaluated.
So we've got the cards that were dealt to us last
Well,
week.
what
so
was
we're-
it before the delay?
Early 2022.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. So it'll still be in 2022, just a fact how far.
Okay,
So, okay?
thank you.
Any questions for Ron? I just want to suggest maybe we can have a board meeting out at the fairgrounds and have that bus moment when all the excitement and work gets started. So let's keep that in mind for our
I think that's an excellent concept.
upcoming meeting. But thank you for that update. Okay, moving through the agenda, we are at facility questions. This is when we would accept any questions of our other facilities who are not on today's agenda. We have reports from the Predators, Ford Ice Centers, and of course our friends from the Nashville Sounds, who will be playing baseball before we know it, in our packets. Are there any questions of those reports?
I just had a question for the Preds, but I didn't mark it here, and it's such a little question, but the event, the 2020 Hall of Fame event, what is that that's on the schedule? What Hall of Fame? Does anybody here know?
Sports Hall of Fame, I assume.
Oh, you think that, okay. That's a typical event. Okay, got it. Thanks.
Any other questions? It's like we are on for the Tennessee Titans for their Nissan Stadium report. Janine will start that for us. Please.
Good morning again. Janine Kaufman, CFO and Senior Vice President for the Titans. Again, I apologize that Steve is not here today. He always loves to come and welcome you, and thank you so much for all of your effort, for your work on the Sports Authority Board. And so on behalf of Steve, we do thank you for all of your service. We have an exciting, great presentation and lineup for you today. I want to start by letting you know of two announcements that we had on the business side of the world. Burke Tannehill has been promoted to Senior Vice President, Business Operations and Chief Legal Counsel. So really excited for Burke, and congratulations. And then we had another announcement. Gil Beverly has also been promoted to Senior Vice President, Chief Marketing and Revenue Officer. And so very excited to have them kind of be elevated and join us in the ranks on the business side, and look forward to working with them. And I'm sure you will see them at a lot of meetings coming up. And with that, we do have Gil with us today to kind of give you an update on what is actually happening at St. Thomas Sports Park. If you've been out there, you've seen a lot of cranes. So John and I were talking about that before the meeting. So Gil.
Thank you, Janine. So 5 years ago, Amy Adams Strunk took over as controlling owner of the Tennessee Titans with the vision of creating a top-flight franchise that excelled both on and off the field. And over the past 5 years, as we've evolved into a championship organization, a near championship organization, there have been lots of milestones throughout the way. Most notably, the hire of John Robinson and Mike Vrabel to lead our football organization, lead our guys onto the field, have really solidified our leadership there. And with that leadership has come, savvy draft picks, smart trades, really good free agent acquisitions, things that have really bolstered the football side, which has all led to wins. The Tennessee Titans are one of 4 teams that can claim 4 straight winning seasons in the NFL. I'm going to say that again. There are only 3 other teams in the National Football League that have had 4 straight winning seasons. It's an outstanding accomplishment for the Tennessee Titans, and something we all should be proud of. Thank you. So in addition to, the 4 straight winning seasons, it obviously culminated into the deep run into the playoffs this last year, which was amazing. If you follow that, we weren't able to take everything as our playoff slogan suggested, but, the arrow's pointing straight up, in my opinion, and we look forward to bigger and brighter things on the football side. But equally important, if you follow the team, those are the milestones you see, the wins, the things that happen on the field, the touchdowns, the acquisitions, and things like that. But there are similarly important milestones that happen off the field. As part of Amy's vision of excelling off the field, there have been a lot of investments in the franchise. People don't see the 50% increase in staffing over the last 5 years. They don't get to see the new weight room, the new locker room, the new training room, the new cafeteria. All these investments, this steady beat of progress that has occurred under Amy's leadership, has contributed mightily to the team's success. And then late last year, we announced our latest off-the-field milestone, which is the expansion and extensive renovation of St. Thomas Sports Park. What you're going to see over the next 2 years is a complete renovation of the existing facility and an expansion to the tune of 60,000 square feet of new construction, which will almost double the size of our headquarters. As part of this, what you'll see are modernized meeting rooms, and no disrespect to our facility today, we deeply need that. There's going to be a new auditorium. There are upgraded training and recovery facilities, more coaches' offices, and something near and dear to my heart. Our business operation is currently spread out over 3 different buildings in Nashville, and this will bring everybody under one roof. And as someone who manages people across all 3 buildings, I can guarantee you that's going to help our efficiency and make my personal life much easier, which is the most important thing. So what you see here are, you see our ownership, Governor Lee, our congressfolk, and a number of other really important people looking very natural and organic, holding their golden shovels. But more importantly, what you see here is the Tennessee Titans planting a flag here in Nashville. We believe in the city, we believe in the region, and just as the arrow's pointing up for our team, we believe the arrow's pointing up for the region. And we very much, expect to be a big part of that joint future, and we're looking forward to working with you guys to build that. And we're excited about, our future both on and off the field. And finally, what you see here is what I believe is something close to the view from Janine's office. Lucky her. So in terms of timing, as Janine noted, you'll see cranes there now if you come by our building. But we expect the complete project to be done by the end of the 21-22 season. Hopefully sometime in 21, the existing building will be the new building will be renovated. We'll shift our operations there, renovate the current facility, and then by the 22 off season, we'll be ready to go and fully embedded in a new facility. So, are there any questions about any of that? Awesome. I'll turn it over to Janine from here.
I really have to lower it from Gil. So Bob Flynn also could not be here today, so again, apologies, but that means for me, I actually get to present something really exciting, and that is our stadium lineup for 2020. So we are setting records here this year with over 39 bowl events here at Nissan Stadium. We are really, really excited about this, and we plan to eclipse this and get to 41 because we're going to host 2 postseason games. So not 40. We don't want a wild card game. We're going to go all the way and just win the division and have 2 home games. So that's our plan. So we're kicking it off with the Nashville Soccer Club. We'll be playing here on February 29th. I hope everyone has their tickets and is planning to come for that great, wonderful event. We've been working with soccer over the last year, getting plans in place. We have lots of operational meetings that have taken place, and we are absolutely 100% ready to host them and really look forward to that next Saturday. So hopefully everybody is coming to that. We announced recently within the last few weeks that the Stones are coming back. We are way excited about this. I'm thrilled. When they were here in 15, I wasn't sure I would ever see them again tour, and so here they are coming back in 2020. Sales have been going like gangbusters for this event, and really excited to have them back. We then roll into a huge, busy June. You can see here we're going to start with CMA. We roll right into Monster Jam. We have Kenny Chesney coming back again this year. We have a great rock concert with Motley Crue, Def Leppard, Poison, Joan Jett. 2 days later, I might add. And then we have Justin Bieber coming in July. We do have a soccer game in between there. The fireworks, of course, will be on site again for July 4th. So a busy, busy May, June, and July. And we might have another announcement coming out, so stay tuned to that. And then, of course, yes, ma'am.
That is awesome.
Thank you so much, Kim. I mean, we really are excited to have this many events. So
Wonderful. Thinking back from just, yes.
From where we were several years ago, every year it seems like we've set a new record for bowl events, and with 39, and we love having our soccer partner here, and it's just going to be, I mean, miraculous and wonderful.
There's going to be a lot of ticket tax, too.
There is. And speaking of ticket tax, I love how you set me up. This is the Titans ticket tax, a comparison between 19 and 18. We did eclipse in 2019 what we had done in 2018. And year to date, total since inception of the user fee, we are at $26.1 million that has been collected in total in ticket tax. And all of that has gone back into the building. So super, super great news. We are conducting our audit again of the ticket tax in conjunction with Metro. So wanted to make sure that you guys were aware of that as well. And we'll present those findings in May, which is typical when we do that at the Finance Committee meeting. Along those lines, I have two other things in regards to the CapEx communication tool that I wanted to make you aware of. We did add two projects to that document. Number one is we are buying some new switches in our control room, which are for the distributed sound system in the building. Those switches are about 8 years old, and so it's time to buy those and get some new switches. In addition to that, we Titans are actually donating about $200,000 worth of switches to that project, which will be used for the control room and the sound system. So wanted to make you guys aware that that is something that the Titans we're just doing. So wanted to let you know that. The second project that we are doing is we have hired SKA, and some of you might remember SKA. SKA was the project when we redid the bowl area several years ago. They were hired to come in and look at the waterproofing in the stadium up on the third level, as well as the joints here in the building and some of the concrete work. So we have hired SKA to come in and design and give us some information about completing the rest of that project. We had a little bit of money left over when we did the seat repair and the concrete work and the waterproofing, and we were able to do some of the club level, but we could not complete the entire club level, and the lower bowl was not done at all. So we've hired SKA just to come in right now to evaluate the building and to give us more information. And when we get those findings, we will present that back to the board with informations and have them on site to answer any questions about that. So those were the two updates to the CapEx tool. Do I have any questions on any of that?
I have a few questions.
Yes, ma'am.
On the Wi-Fi, of the total amount that is outstanding that your books show,
Yes.
how much of that figure is Wi-Fi? And have we approved any Wi-Fi expenses yet?
Yeah, the Wi-Fi is actually complete, except for we are waiting some final invoices on that. And so it's currently on the current list on your CapEx communication tool, Margaret.
Right. So, but we seem to have had recurring expenses for Wi-Fi. I assume that's just because they are recurring.
Yeah,
So-
it was, so we did one big contract with Wi-Fi, which was we redid basically the entire Wi-Fi in the building, and that actually all went up and was fully operational by the first regular season game in 2019. And so the total of that project is about $5.5 million. I think we're awaiting one final invoice. We're doing just some final checks and checking off the box before we pay that final invoice.
So from the 18 million, it's about 5.5 million of the cost.
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
And we haven't seen we haven't gotten to that point yet in our approval for expenses, right?
That's
for the
correct.
Wi-Fi. Okay. And I was just wondering, because these reports look great, so it made me think about the bonds and when they get paid off, looking at what the balances are. Do you have a sense of when the 2015 bond and the 2012 bond is paid off?
So the 2012 is actually a bond, and that gets paid off, and I'm going from memory here
Right,
because I don't
understand.
have
I
that,
should have
but I
told you
think
that.
it's 2027 is when the 2012 bonds are paid off. And for those of you who are new to the Sports Authority, the user fee, the $2 user fee, is pledged towards those 2012 bonds. The other, which was the seat replacement
Right.
and the concrete work, that is actually a loan through Pinnacle. So it was not an actual bond issue. It was a loan, and I think there's $10 million outstanding on that. It's in your financial information. And what was pledged towards that was the $1 of the user fee, the CMA concession, and the CMA concession revenue. And so those will be paid off as we can pay it down. So
Do you
the
know
more
what that's tracking toward?
I don't. I don't.
that's all
Bob
right. I
Lackey
didn't-
would
I
know
should-
that because those are actually all on Metro's books.
Okay.
But Bob would know
ask
that.
Bob just to let us know that? Yeah. Okay, thanks. Thank you, Janine.
Yeah, absolutely. Any other questions? If not, I'm going to turn it over.
Well, real quick,
Yes.
can you just also just touch on the anticipated list? I mean, That's always an important.
So the anticipated list, Kim, honestly needs to be updated. We are actually in the process of going through budgets. Normally at this time, I would have a list of additional projects we would be doing during 2020. However, due to our postseason run, which went so long and was so great, our budgeting process got kicked back a little bit on the Titans side. So we are actually in the process of doing budget meetings with all of our department heads as well as the Nissan Stadium staff. And so once we are able to get through that process, we will update that anticipated list, Kim, and have a little bit better idea, which we normally come before the Finance Committee and present kind of here's what we're going to do in 2020. I'll be real honest, we're not going to be able to do a lot. As you could see, we have 39 bowl events. And so it's really hard to do construction and work around the bowl events. We can do some things, but we won't be able to do as many as we maybe have done in the past.
Makes sense. Okay. And I would like to say, I really enjoyed watching the Titans all the way up until the next day I watched the Australian Open. That's never happened.
I love
It
it.
was a lot of fun.
I love it. Well, you queued me up because I'm turning it over to one of our experts. We have Dave McGinnis with us today, and he is going to kind of give us a recap of 2019 Titans football because it was a phenomenal year and just so super excited. So, Dave, come on up.
Thank you, Janine.
Thank you.
Thanks,
All right,
Janine.
Dave.
Janine, you gonna run that button for me over there?
You want me to?
Yes, I do.
You do?
Yeah, you run
I'll
it.
do it.
Thank you. You run that button. Full disclosure, Kim and I pulled up in the parking lot at the same time today, and the snow is coming down. And she backed in, and I drove in straight. So we're face to face here, and we're both looking at each other trying to decide who's going to step out of the car first. All right, somebody has to take the leadership role. Somebody has to be brave enough to step out into it. And as I said, I'm going to be completely honest, every time I stand up here and talk to anybody, Kim, thanks for stepping out. Much respect. I followed her in. Okay, so we both got here all right. I've spoken to this esteemed group twice, and I just want Janine to be aware of this, and Gil to be aware of this. Robbie can be aware of this too. And it's not just because of me, but I just want to know that everyone to know that every time I've spoken to this group, we've gone to the playoffs and won playoff games. Okay, and so that to me, I was so excited when she asked me to come back here and speak because I get to speak about the fun stuff. And what we went through this year with the Tennessee Titans was fun with a capital F. I've been involved in the National Football League for 34 years. I coached in the league for 31 years and now finished my third year as a color analyst for the Titans and look forward to many more years of that. But that encompasses about, roughly 680 NFL games. I had as much fun as I've ever had in my 34-year career during this run. And for several reasons, because, we had a big bump coming off of the draft. Then we had a huge bump when we beat the preseason world champion Cleveland Browns. Everybody knew how they were all hyped up, and we go up there and just smoke them. And then we hit a lull. And so then after we're 2-4, but the resiliency and the steadfastness and the leadership that John Robinson and Mike Vrabel and Amy Adams-Strunk showed throughout this season, this was unprecedented what this club did from a coaching aspect of it. And so when we look here, the Titans go to play the Patriots. I coached here in 2008. We were 13-3. We were the #1 seed in the league. I lived through that heartbreak of losing to Baltimore here in 2008. My hand is still missing that Super Bowl ring. And so to go up here to Foxborough and beat these people like we did, that was one of the best feelings I've ever had in the broadcast booth. I had a hard time catching my breath. Mike Keith, who is the best at what he does and has given his heart and soul to this franchise, he couldn't speak. He couldn't talk. And that's unusual for a play-by-play guy that can't speak. Okay, so the next week, all right, we go here to Baltimore. The preseason, the season #1 seed in the league, and the Tennessee Titans go up there, and completely, and our fans were great. The fans that followed us on this journey was just outstanding. I can't say enough about the fans that followed us and also about the fans here, everybody that was watching, the watch parties. What a great feeling. I mean, we all felt it. I mean, it's something you can't buy. You cannot buy that feeling. And so we go up here, and once we beat I tell you what, I felt like after this ball game, coming down the elevator from the broadcast booth, that was like an exorcism. It really was, because then we had taken that team that had given us so much heartache over the years, and we beat them. What a great run. And now we are one of 4 teams playing the final game of the season. One of 4. We go to Kansas City, who we've had a tremendous game here with. Everybody had a tremendous game with. We go to Kansas City, and we lose by 11 to the eventual world champions. Unprecedented month run, because the National Football League doesn't schedule 2 and 3 games on the road for a reason. It's hard. It's hard. I mentioned I've been in 680 NFL games. It's hard to win every Sunday. But the unprecedented run that they went on, it is so exciting now. I've had a lot of speaking engagements since the season's been over. And it's so good to speak about what we all experienced together, because we truly did experience that together. And I got excited today coming in here. In fact, I walked by booth 5 down there because we were on a great run, but it was away. And Janine said it exactly right. What we want this year is we want that feeling and that NFL bunting, that red, white, and blue bunting here that the NFL always does for playoff games. We want it here in Nissan Stadium. You know, as I said, I coached in this league for 31 years at a lot of different places. I was in Chicago, Phoenix, St. Louis, L.A. I coached here for 8 years. This is the only place I wanted to come back in my post-coaching career. I grew up in a real small town in West Texas. I've had a great life doing this, but I wanted to get back to Nashville where they said y'all again. And everybody, and that feeling that we all had this year with this run, you can't buy it anywhere. So thank you. Now, we're going to be able to, what we've got, we had Ryan Tannehill. What an insightful move by John Robinson, an insightful free agent move. Believe me, the start on this season began when we got on that plane coming back from Kansas City. That's when it began. Janine mentioned, you go for a long playoff run, your season's pushed a long way in. But Ryan Tannehill, what a great, and NFL Comeback Player of the Year. And we know how special that run was. The next slide here, Derrick Henry, what can I say? I first got into the league, you know, I was on a team for 10 years, the Chicago Bears, with Walter Payton. Okay? Well, I was here with Eddie George. I know what it feels like to have a horse you can ride like that. And what a great, not only player, but both of these gentlemen are really great human beings, because that's the type of players that Amy Adams Strunk is bringing into her organization. The Pro Bowlers, all of these guys are Brett Kern, best strategic punter in the National Football League. I know. I was coaching here when we brought him here. He's still here. It's a testament to him and what he does. What a great community person, too. Jarrell Casey. I was on the coaching staff. We drafted Jarrell here. I came back. He's still here. To see his growth as a human being and as a person, he and his wife, the things they do in this community are fabulous. It's not just the sacks and the quarterback hits and the big plays that he makes on the field that's an impact. He and his wife are tremendous in this community. Then clearly we already talked about Derrick Henry and we talked about Ryan Tannehill. But with team success comes individual honors, and these guys very much deserved it. And as I said, I've had a lot of speaking engagements. I was excited to come here today to speak to y'all because we're all involved in this, and it all happens right out here. Any questions? Tighten up. And that's what now, as a coach, the coach in me always says, you look forward. But we've got a video that I want us all to watch and just relive a little bit of how good it felt to say tighten up week after week after week through a great historic playoff run. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dave.
It ain't about what they do. It's about what we do. Yeah. It's about the intensity we bring. Yeah. That's right, Dave, man. We're in the territory, right? Every time you go through, 1, 2, 3.
The 100th season in the history of the National Football League. We are underway at First Energy Stadium. Mayfield firing, and the pass is intercepted fire. Picked off Logan Ryan. Malcolm Butler to the house.
And to the fan.
Snap. Set. Lock. Joshua Kalou. One of the greatest, most exciting games we've ever had at Nissan Stadium.
Let's start the fifth. We're in Savannah.
Here comes in the 30. Step mark 40. 10, 5, end zone. Do you want some of that? Yes, you do. It's a big blue wave at Nissan Stadium. Play fake, rolling to his right, comes back, goes deep downfield. There's Raymond running under it. Did he catch it? Touchdown, Titans! Khalif Raymond. Play fake, Tannehill rolling right, throwing back to the left. There's Smith opening the end zone. Jonnu Smith, touchdown, Titans! And the Tennessee Titans will win their 4th in a row.
Get in the playoffs. They said you got to do one thing. Lock them. Get.
As Henry gets the carry, he's to the 50, to the 45, to the 40, to the 30, to the 20, to the 10, to the 5. Derrick Henry to the house.
Like I said at the beginning of the year, why not us, bro?
Packed house, cold temperatures here in Foxborough.
Best ball you got. Let's start there. The best ball you got.
Tom Brady from his own 1 takes the snap. Looks, fires, pass band up near intercepted, and return for a touchdown Titans. Logan Ryan. They have knocked out the champions.
Don't get played the moment, bro.
Correct snap, Derrick Henry throws it, jump pass in the end zone. Touchdown Titans.
That's a jump pass for the ages right there.
The Tennessee Titans have shocked the world, coming into Baltimore and upsetting the #1 seed decisively.
All right, then. It's always nice to finish up with a feel-good video. But just want to say how proud we are for the Titans and the boys in blue, all the organizations doing on and off the field. Please let Amy Adams know that her investment in our community and our city and getting the culture and the tone right is felt, and we all appreciate it. So thank you for that presentation. And let's see, moving along, I do want to also note we will have a new board member, Melvin Gill, that Monica spoke of at our next meeting, which we look forward to serving with Melvin and getting to know him. Our next meeting it's scheduled for the 16th, March 16th. We try to stay consistent with our meeting dates. However, there might be a need to meet sooner, so we ask as soon as we know or adjust that due to important timelines and schedules, and we are certainly supportive of Nashville SC, and we will do everything we need to there. So please, we certainly respect everyone's time, but please be open to adjusting our March meeting if necessary. And is there any other business for today? Seeing none, and we would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All right, we are adjourned. Thank you.
This has been a service of the Metro Nashville Network. If you would like to see this presentation again, or for more information about this and other programs, visit nashville.gov.